Hey guys, welcome back to Motoverse Studio. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. And here we are, once again, with another monthly Gundam haul kit video. And this is going to be for the month of March. This month's haul is a little bit more balanced. Obviously, there's still going to be more Gundam kits, but we also have Third Bandit Fantasy, Pokemon, and others from other series. And I really am looking forward to sharing those with you. Also, for the month of March, I didn't really put out much content, and that's because I took a couple of days off, and also I've been working on a different project that's been taking a lot longer than I initially anticipated. Something that was only going to take a week, week and a half, has now been 3 weeks, and it's still ongoing. It has been really fun though. It has been a really good learning experience, and it is also something that hopefully I get to share with you guys really soon. It is something that I did do like a year ago, but I'm redoing it. But it is going to be done a lot better than before. Either way, let's not waste any more time, and let's get to the kits for the month of March. Starting things off with the smallest kit, and here we have the SD Gundam EX Gundam Barbados. And this one is actually a little bit special, because the Gundam Barbados were the only SDEX kits that were actually not released in Japan. So these were the ones that I was missing from my EX collection. I had all the other ones. In total, there's 20 of them. And number 8, and I believe number 14 is the Barbados. The other one, a friend gifted to me from overseas. And then this one recently got released as a new release, but like I said, here in Japan. And I believe the reason that these ones were not released in Japan is because they were competing with the BV series ones. Here we have some really cool action shots. It really looks really cool if it's panel lined and painted. Also, what makes the SDEX series stand out is that you can take some of the parts from the kit and turn it into a weapon that then you can attach to your HG kits. Super cool kit, and the one that was missing. Fun fact, the SDEX series was actually targeted for the overseas market and not the domestic one, as here within Japan, the BB series is the one that's a lot more popular. But then again, these ones have become pretty popular in recent years, which is why I'm guessing they decided to release the missing ones. That being said, I hope that they continue with this series, as I do like this one's a little bit better than the BB ones, since they do look a little more serious while still in chibi form. Also, now that the MGSD series is really popular, so who knows, maybe they'll keep making these. And here we have the Wukong Impulse Gundam, and this is the childhood version that includes the Sansang Strike Freedom Gundam, so it's a set. You get the little one here, and you get this one. The art cover on this ones look really good, and for being SD kits, they look really detailed. Realistically, this is not what you get out of the box. Usually they're packed with a bunch of stickers. They're not really color separated, they're mainly a single color, but if you put in some effort, paint them, and add some decals, then they look really impressive. So I do need to build one of these real soon. Let's take a look at some of the side images. Here's a really cool one with both of them. Again, these are painted, panel lined, probably customized as well. Here are the rear views. Here are some action poses. Comes with 3 types of stickers for the eyes. Very cool kit. And it's weird to think that about a year ago, I could really care less about these types of kits. And look at me now. Moving on to the HGs and getting things started with something really special. This is the GX9900 Gundam X, or just Gundam X. And what makes this special is that this year marks the 30th anniversary of Gundam X. So we are seeing a lot more Gundam X stuff here and there. I've never seen Gundam X, so I really don't know if it's really good or not. It's kind of one of those that you really don't hear much about. However, the kit itself looks really cool, especially in this image right here, with the X in the background as the backpack. Looking at some of the side images, here we have the front and rear views, some artwork. On this side, we have some action poses. Here it is with the satellite cannon, showing off some of that articulation. Definitely a nice kit. And seeing the artwork here, it would be really cool to have these as LEDs. Next up, another Gundam X kit, and this is the GX9901 DX Gundam Double X. So I'm guessing this is the upgraded version of the Gundam X, or a variant of it. We see now that the backpack has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 satellites in the back. There's a double cannon now. As for the side images, we have our front and rear view. Here we have this cool artwork. On the other side, a really cool action shot with those double cannons. The satellites on the back are adjustable. Some of the weapons. I'm actually intrigued in watching the Gundam X series. Again, not sure if it's good or not. It doesn't really get talked about as much as other ones, but I do know that it has its fans out there. Do let me know, is it something that you would recommend me watching? From Gundam X, we move on to V Gundam, and this is the Victory Gundam. Another series that I haven't seen, however, the Gundam does look really cool. And actually, I believe we saw the MG Verka version last month. Really cool artwork right here, where a lot of stuff going on in the background. Taking a look at the side images, we have our front and rear view. Really cool screenshot here. On the other side, we have some action poses. Posing with the energy shield and the beam saber. And it comes with this one that sort of has the effect of it while swinging. Oh, it does include the core fighter. That's pretty cool. Here is the beam rifle and the 2 beam sabers, the effect one and your standard, and of course the beam shield. Super cool kit and definitely worth picking up. This one I was really happy to get. This is a Gundam Thunderbolt kit, and this is the Atlas Gundam. I think I mentioned before in past Gundam haul videos how I really like the designs of the Gundams in Gundam Thunderbolt. You have the Psycho Gundam, the Full Armor Gundam, the Saku with the big gun, and there's a lot more that I don't have yet that I'm working on getting. The weapon on the Atlas Gundam is really cool. It's this energy beam cannon type of weapon. And then it's also connected to these, I don't know, they look like skis. Also, this box is thicker than your standard HG kits. Here we have a really cool image of it in the water. Front and rear views, a little bit of the story. On the other side are action shots. There's a lot of ways that you can post this kit. Like right here in submarine mode, you have flight mode. Here's a shot of the contents. Definitely worth the pickup. And if you can get your hands on this, then definitely do so. Moving on to the Universal Century timeline. Here we have the RX-78 GP01FB Gundam GP01FB. That's a long name. And from what I read, this is from the OVA series, the Mobile Gundam 0083 Stardust Memory. I really like the color scheme on this kit. The fin funnels on the front look really cool. And then you got these 2 giant massive ones on the back. A lot of armor as well. Front and rear view images. And this one comes with the core fighter as well. I like the shield as well. On the other side, we have some close-up images. Here holding the beam rifle with the backpack on, holding onto the beam saber and the core fighter itself. Really cool kit. And I know that there's other variations of this one as well. There's a GP02, a 3, and I believe even variations of those as well. And that is true because here we have the RX-78 GP02A. However, I think that this one is actually based on a video game. Do correct me if I'm wrong. Just by looking at the artwork here, you can tell that this is a really chunky kit. And these are the ones that I really like. You got these massive missiles in the back, this huge shield, and we can see this really cool background image. And you can tell that this kit is more wider than tall. Just look at that backpack. That's insane how much armor this guy has. The shield is almost the same size as the kit itself. Here we have the design that it's based on. This is Harmony of Gundam. On the other side, we have this really cool close-up images. And here we can see that these ones can be opened, revealing the missile inside. Cool close-ups. That's a giant bazooka. Something that I just realized is how the head, how this reminds me a lot of the Statue of Liberty because of this crown right here. Next up, another older RX kit. And this is the RX-78 NT-1. The artwork on this one looks really nice. We can see the weapon being deployed right here off the arm, and all these outer shield breaking apart. I always like seeing the other variations of the RX-78 from different timelines, and this one is no exception, so this makes me happy. Front and rear views, really nice traditional color scheme. However, on this one, there is very little red, mostly blue and white. A little bit of description right here. And here, I think this is a camphor. On the other side, we have some close-ups, as well as this shot with all the armor on. Here we have the beam rifle, close-up of the legs, cool shot of the Gatling gun, and our beam saber. Definitely a worthy pickup if you can get your hands on this. Next up, another fan favorite, and this is the RX-178 Super Gundam. And this one is bundled with the FXA-05D, the G Defensa or Defender, which is this right here, basically what becomes the backpack. Cool side images, front and rear views with the G Defensa on. I really like this rifle. It's like a sniper rifle. On the other side, we can see both of them individually. That looks really, really cool. The G Defensa looks really nice as well. Another older, cool looking kit. On to the master grades, and we're gonna get things started off with this massive bird cock kit. And this is the Victory 2 Assault Buster Gundam, and this one's definitely equipped and ready. A couple of months ago, I showed off the Victory 2, and I guess you could say that this is the upgraded version that comes with all of the add-ons. Besides the obvious, I really love the design on this one, on the chest. How this creates a V and goes back. Closer look at those side images. Here's the front and rear view. Well, kind of angled, but still. The gold here looks really nice. Here are some close-up images. And here's a smaller image with all of the contents laid out. So you do get a lot of stuff here. On the other side, we have an action shot, sort of in flight mode. When I was at the Osaka Expo last year, I actually saw this kit at the pop-up store in Osaka. But the one that they had was the titanium finish version. That looked beautiful. Obviously, it was a lot more expensive. Another really cool kit, and one that came as a total surprise. And this is the Perfect Gundam. And again, I was really surprised that this one got re-released. This is an older master grade. This one is from 2003. And I saw this one in a magazine a couple months ago, and it just looked really beautiful. Obviously, it was customized, painted, and everything. So ever since after that, I added this into my pre-orders, and here it is. And here's the side images, front and rear view. And as you can see, without the armor, it is basically a RX-78 too. And here it is with all the armaments. We can see that the cockpit opens. Here's the action shot in this baseball pose. We can see the markings. Here is the front and rear view with all that armor on. It looks like a tank. Actually, if anything, it looks kind of like a space marine. Here's a close-up of the backpack, the cables, a little more of that detail, action pose, and this is Kyoshido. This one for sure is a definite must. Onto the Premium Bandai Master Grades. Here is the Gundam F90, and I think last month is when we saw the F93. Now, the F90 is quite unique because there's like a million add-ons for it. Now, I don't know if I'll ever be able to collect all of them, and not all of them look all that great. Really cool image right here with the thrusters in the back firing. Front view, it does have that classic color scheme, blue, white, yellow, and red. A close-up of the details, the weapons that come with this kit. Here is the rear view. We can see that the cockpit opens. This part of the beam rifle is removable. On the other side, we can see some of the gimmicks. Looks like it has some pretty good articulation. And as I mentioned, here's what makes it special. All these parts can be taken off so that you can add a bunch of those add-ons. And they call these the F90 A to C project because a lot of the add-ons have a letter to their name. Really cool kit. And you could go and consider these the base model. And what makes it unique are all the add-ons, of course, which of course we got. However, this one is not for the F90. This is for the F93. And this is the mission pack. X-type. And this one is basically like a G-Fighter type. And it's got 2 giant shields that you can equip to the F-93. So it looks really, really cool. I'll try and show a color image so you can see what that looks like. All that extra armor makes this kit look really, really nice. On to our last Master Grade kit. And this is an expansion set. And this is the expansion part set for the Gundam Barbados Lupus. If you were able to get your hands on the Barbados Lupus, then you definitely need to get the expansion part set sooner or later. This definitely enhances the kit by an incredible amount. I really like the effect right here for the eyes. And then you have this other one right here. The giant blade is also really, really cool. I still haven't built my Barbados Lupus as I was waiting for this expansion set to arrive. So hopefully I can get started on that. Here are some side images of all the contents. A close-up, really cool image right here. This is one of the highlights for this month. I really want to get started on building the Barbados Lupus. Moving on from the Gundam kits, let's take a look at some 30-minute fantasy kits that I was able to get for the month of March. Starting off with this item shop kit. This is item shop 4. This is the quest option. And what you get here is a bonfire, some fire effects, a lantern, a book, some sticks, and a torch. We can see some of that in the background right here. Here are the contents. Here we can see them being put to use. I believe this is a Rosen Knight sitting right next to the bonfire. Here's a Liver Knight with the torch. Here's a Rosen Priest with the lantern. And I think this is a Liber Priest with the book. On the other side, we have this other image with them being painted and a little bit more detail being added to them. Again, these are just assets to enhance the world that you're building. And I believe that in April, there's some more of these kits coming out, but I don't quite remember which ones they are. But of course, I'll be getting them, and then we'll be taking a look at those next month. Moving on to another item shop kit, and this one is item shop 2. This is the fighter option, and this one comes with a crate, 2 mugs, some armor pieces, helmet pieces right here, some more armor, some joints. We have this spear, this double-sided spear, and some additional joints as well. Cool illustration here with the fighters interacting with those pieces. An image of all the contents that you get, adding that armor to some of the fighters. Here are some action shots with the weapons being used. Here we can see that the crate can be opened and you can put stuff inside, or you can put your figures on top of them, as we see right here. As usual, on the other side we can see them being painted with some added detail. And here's what the other joints can be used for. You can customize them on other 30-minute series kits. Here it is with a 30-minute sister. Again, we're slowly building that world, even though we haven't built anything yet. Next up, we have a full kit, and this is the Rosen Archer with these very cool illustrations right here. An image of all the contents. It does seem like you get quite a lot. The silhouette, and then when you job change, you become the Rosen Archer. Very nice action pose. Here's some more cool action poses. Now this is what's kind of weird, because as a job change, you become a Rosen Knight. But I think the Rosen Knight is a class of its own, so I don't really think the Rosen Archer has a dedicated job change class. On the other side, we have the front and rear views, a description. Cool kit. I think this is our first Archer. We don't have the Liber Archer yet. Also, something that I forgot to mention is the element on this one. This is wind, so wind element. Another Rosen kit, and this one is the Rosen Priest. I really like the staff here. Sort of looks like a priest. Looks more like a wizard. Here's all the contents you get for the Rosen Priest, or silhouette. Once you're ready for your job change, then you become the Rosen Priest. And the element core for this one is fire. And when you job change, you become a Rosen Bishop. Now this one looks a lot cooler. I really like the armor right here on the shoulders and the staff. This is definitely cool. Front and rear view on the other side, a description. Also, our first priest, as we don't have a liver priest, so this is really cool. If we got the Rosen priest, then of course we were going to get the class up. This is the Rosen bishop. Class up armor. On the back, we can see that this one only has one path. So from Rosen priest to Rosen bishop. We did get the liver priest. So now we have both. This one also looks pretty cool. But out of both of them, I do still prefer how the Rosen priest looks. The staff on this one is shorter. Here are the contents. The silhouette are job change pieces. And you go on to become the liver priest. It looks really cool here actually. The element for this one is water. Here in a casting stance. The job change for the liver priest is the liver bishop. And this one is really, really cool. There's a lot of gold going on here. On the other side, front and rear views, the description. Of course, we picked up the liver bishop class up armor. And here we can see how it looks from the back. Overall, not that many pieces, but it definitely enhances the look. That's for sure. Here is the back image of that. Out of these two, which one do you prefer? And let me know if you built any of them, or which one would you recommend me building first? From Priest to Pokemon. Here is a kit that got released last month, but I wasn't able to get on time. And these ones are really cool. These are like the Planosaurs, because these are dinosaur Pokemons. This one is, I forgot the English name for this now. Aerodactyl. That's what this guy is. But in Japanese, his name is Putera. This is one of those kits where technically you get a 2-in-1, because you get the skeleton and you get the body as well. And here are the contents. It doesn't seem like much. And on this side, we can see how they can easily be removed from the runners and how easily you can snap them together as well. Here is the skeleton version. And then you add the body parts around it. And that's pretty cool. You can even flap its wings. Comes with its own dedicated base as well. I really do like dinosaurs. And I do like Pokemon. So this is a no-brainer. And here is the other one that got released on the same day. And this one right here is the Tyrantrum. Obviously based on a T-Rex. The skeleton on this one looks really, really cool. On this side, we can see the contents. And it looks like you get the same amount as you do with the Aerodactyl. Here's a pretty cool shot of the front and back views. The images on the other side. Image of the whole skeleton. That looks really cool. Its own little stand right here for this side. Here, showing how you can put the body together. And here's an image of that. You can move its little arms. The tail moves as well. Oh, this one's a nice shot. That would make a really cool diorama. Speaking of dioramas, a really cool idea would be to actually build a museum that would house the dinosaur Pokemon. That would be really cool. On to a Yu-Gi-Oh kit. And this one barely made the cut for this month's Gundam haul, as it came towards the very end of the month. This right here is the Egyptian god, Slifer the Sky Dragon. And this is the third Egyptian god. First, it was Ra, then Obelisk, and then this one. So now all three gods have been released. Out of all three, which one is your favorite? I think for me, I really like Obelisk out of all three. Second would be Slifer, and then third would be Ra. Or, I don't know, Ra's kind of cool too. We have this really cool artwork here on the front, with Slifer in the center, with these lightnings on the sides. Now, I've seen this kit on display, and it is actually pretty big. Let's take a look at the sides. Here's another really cool shot, where you can see a little bit more. Here's a shot of the contents. On this side, we have some action poses. Here we can see that it comes with its own dedicated base that you attach to the back. And you can have Slifer's body wrap itself around it. You can open both of the jaws. A back image. You can pose this in different ways, with or without the base. This shot is cool. I like this one. Getting this kit is a no-brainer, especially after having the other two. If you're going to have an Egyptian god, then you need to have all three. Next up is something new and different. This is a Tamiya airplane kit. And this is the Grumman F-14D Tomcat. I saw this on display, and then I saw it in a magazine, which is why I got this one. Let's take a look at the side images. Here we have an illustration, top and bottom views. On the other side, we have another one with different decals. And here are some shots of the cockpit and the engines in the back. Definitely a cool kit. And this one is a 1/48 scale, so it is pretty big. I think it is like this big or so. So not sure if I did well in getting this type of scale to build my first airplane kit. Last but definitely not least, and this is another one of the 7 Deadly Sins kits, and this one is the first one. This one is Gluttony, and you can see right here, Sin 1. This one comes with a bunch of stuff. You get the Priestess, you get a throne, and then you get the Anubis Guardian right here as well. On this side, we can see the Priestess kit, and you can see she has a lot of accessories. You can also pose her in different ways. Here is the front and back, and here she is sitting in her throne. And also this throne comes with LEDs, so various parts of it light up. I think this section lights up the back, and then these torches right here as well. On the other side, we can see the Anubis. And here you can see that you can either build this with a mask or without the mask. After getting the other Deadly Sin kit, the Slot, which I think is the newest one so far, then I went on the search for this one. Also now I'm looking for Greed, which is the one that came after this one. And that's the one that's more like pirate theme. Thank you again for joining me in another successful Gundam haul kit video. We've had a lot of interesting kits this month, including a lot more non-Gundam kits. I look forward to what the next month will bring. For now, I'll continue on getting more build. Until then, have a nice day, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.